Hey everyone. So we're always talking about how AI is going to run everything, right? Our cars, our jobs, you name it. But have you ever stopped to think about who's programming the people who program the AI? It's this huge kind of overlooked piece of the puzzle. So today, let's dive right into that, the human mind behind the machine.
All right, Section 1, the ghost in the machine. Look, we all know our future is going to be powered by AI. That ship has sailed. It's not an if anymore. It's a when and a how. But here's the thing. Hiding inside every single line of code, every algorithm, is something invisible. It's the mind of the person who built it.
And that leads us to this really big question. I mean, think about it. If AI is going to be running our world, who's programming the programmers? What's shaping their minds, the minds that are literally building our future?
Well, the crazy thing is, it's happening as we speak. The people who will build tomorrow's AI, they're kids in classrooms right now. And the values, the ethics, even just the mental habits they're picking up today, that's going to be the foundation for all the tech we rely on tomorrow. It's kind of mind-blowing when you think about it that way.
Okay, so that brings us to our next section, an unbalanced thought, the hidden vulnerability in AI. You know, we're always worried about the obvious dangers, right? Like bugs in the code or hackers. But what if the biggest, most dangerous vulnerability isn't in the computer chip at all, but in the mind of the person who made it?
And here's the heart of the issue. A creator, a programmer, they can accidentally inject their own poison or bias right into the AI they're building. If they're not self-aware, if they don't have a solid set of values, all their own blind spots and inner struggles can get baked right into the code. It's like they're poisoning the well, a well we're all going to have to drink from.
Okay, check this out. This slide really breaks it down. On one side, you've got all these technical AI vulnerabilities we hear about. Data poisoning, backdoors, that kind of stuff. But look at the other side. These are vulnerabilities in us. Human things, greed, ego, distraction. The point here is that there's a direct line between them. Think about it. An ego that makes you want to take a shortcut? Bam, you've just created a backdoor. A distracted mind that's not fully present? Well, you might miss a huge critical flaw in the system.
And this quote just nails it, doesn't it? An unbalanced thought can lead to wrong action. It's so simple, but it's so true. An unbalanced thought, maybe it's greed, maybe it's anger, maybe it's just not paying attention. It always leads to a wrong action. The scary part, in the world of AI, that one wrong action can have massive global consequences.
So, if the problem starts in the human mind, well, it kind of makes sense that the solution has to start there too. And that's what this next part is all about. Let's talk about the solution. Securing the mind behind the machine.
So what does that look like? The idea is something called holistic education. And no, this isn't just about tacking an ethics class onto a coding bootcamp. We're talking about something way deeper. It's about weaving values, ethics, mindfulness, all of that stuff, right into the DNA of how we teach technology.
And this is the core idea. Right here. It's powerful. When you secure your own mind, you can secure the AI you build. Basically, AI safety starts with self-safety. If you can train developers to be more focused, more aware, more ethical, it's like you're installing the ultimate security patch. Not into the software, but into the person building it.
But, you know, it's not enough to just train the coders. That's not going to work in a vacuum. One person can't really change things if the whole system around them isn't on board. So the approach has to be bigger. It has to cover everyone. A multi-layered approach.
So here's how it breaks down. You have to work with 4 different groups to really make it stick. First, obviously, the students. You give them the tools to be focused and clear. Then you bring in the parents so they can support this at home. After that, you've got the teachers who need to know how to bring all this into the classroom. And finally, you have the institutions, the schools, the universities, to build this thinking into the system from the very top.
So you see what's happening here? The goal isn't to create like 1 or 2 super enlightened programmers. The real goal is to build an entire environment, a whole culture that actually encourages and rewards this kind of balanced, ethical thinking from the ground up.
Okay, so where does all this lead? What's the end game here? Let's talk about the big picture, the ultimate vision for tomorrow's AI creators.
Simply put, the goal is to create a whole new generation of builders for our digital world. And I say builders, not just programmers, because it's a bigger idea. We need architects, not just coders.
So what would this new generation look like? Well, they'd be built on 3 key things. First, of course, they have to be technically capable. That's a given, right? That's just the starting point. But then they also have to be ethically grounded. They need a strong moral compass.
And third, they need to be spiritually aware. And by that, I mean having a real, deep understanding of themselves and the impact they have on the world.
And when you put all those three things together, well, then you have a generation that's ready to build the future we all actually want. A digital world that isn't just smart, but is also safe, and maybe most importantly of all, compassionate.
Which really leaves us with this one last thought to chew on. We spend so much time and energy on algorithms, on processing power, but maybe the real final frontier for AI safety is the mind behind the code. So the real question is, are we ready to go there? Are we ready to explore it? Thanks so much for digging into this with me today.